Hi, welcome to Omni Web Design. Today I'm going to talk about conversion theory and what your website needs in order to maximize the amount of people that land on it to turn into customers, the amount of conversion that you get. Your site has to look good, that's one of the conversion principles, but ultimately it has to be effective at bringing business in. So you want to maximize the amount of people that land on your site to turn into a customer. And the way to do this is to have a look at these things called conversion tactics or conversion elements. I'm talking about the use of testimonials, good use of bullet points to get your message across clearly and quickly, what's above the fold, hero images, the good headline, call to actions, a solid call to action that isn't confused, congruence between your adverts and your landing page, things like that. With this best practice theory in mind, I will look at these websites and then you'll be able to take away some ideas, critically look at your own website and put on some of these extra elements, and you should see an improvement in the amount of conversion. And at the end of the day, that's what you want. You want more business coming from your adverts to your website to actually getting in touch with you. So let's have a look at the first website and see what they're doing right and what they're doing wrong. So let's look at the first one, Squares Electrical. This site is doing quite a few things right actually. One great thing about it is they've got a call to action above the fold. They've got their phone number at the right place. They're not using stock photography. They've got a picture of their own van on here. And as we scroll down, the site actually gets better as we go further down, which is actually a bit of a problem, but I'll come to that in a minute. They are using icons with some text, which is great for scanning. It's short and catchy. Fantastic use of their logos here, and the Checkatrade thing particularly is absolutely fantastic on this site. So what they're doing is they're pulling in Checkatrade reviews and their average score, which is 9.85 out of 53 reviews. So this is social proof, and it shows that they've had other customers and the majority of them have found that the work that they're doing almost 10 out of 10. This is something to really shout about. This should really be above the fold. It should be up here and be much more prominent on the site, because that's a fantastic thing to give customers and people that land onto this web page confidence that this electrician company are really good. Again, more of their own pictures, and they have a contact form at the bottom. This contact form, it's good that it's there, but it would be a lot better if it was higher up and above the fold. So things that they're not doing right, it's a bit messy above the fold. The reason why I go on about above the fold so much is because most people that land on the website never scroll down any further. The majority of time is spent here. So this part of the site before you scroll down really has to sell the business, make the visitor assured that they're in the right place, that they've found an electrician's company. There's other people that have used this electrician company and they've had great experience with them. It's good that they said they've got over 24 years experience, but it's not that prominent. And a really prominent call to action, have the form, maybe make better use of this area here with the image and have the contact form here. I think that would really help with this site. I mean, it's not bad, it is a modern site, but there's certainly things that could be done to it in order to tweak to help their site convert better. Okay, let's have a look at the next one. So this is Matt Electrics, and remember all these sites actually come up very high in the Google search for London electricians, so their search engine optimization is good. This site has obviously been around for quite a while. It's an old site, and I don't believe it's mobile friendly, which will go against them in search engine optimization. Let's have a quick look. This is a little tip that you can use in order to check how mobile friendly your site is. So if you go to right click and inspect and then click at the top part here, you can view your site simulated onto different types of phones and how it would look. So this site it basically just scales down. It doesn't really it's not responsive as in it doesn't move all of the elements into the right place. I'll show you a site later on, which is basically at the end of this video, will be an example of one that's doing it really well, and I'll show you exactly what a responsive site would do if it was mobile friendly. So back to this site, what they're doing right, they've got good use of bullet points. I like the navigation actually. I mean, if you, while looking for commercial, industrial or domestic or specialist services, you can go right here and click it right here. They've got their the phone number at the very top, where you would expect to see it, and the contact us at the very top right, where you would expect to see it as well. Things that they could improve on. Okay, it's an old site, it needs updating. Oh, another good thing that they're making use of are their accreditation logos, again to show that they are a professional company that have been accredited by these various different organisations. The number isn't click to call. I'll show you on another site what click to call is, but if you're loading this up on a mobile and you want to get in touch with them, you want to make the number clickable so that a customer can land on the site on mobile, click the number, and it just rings straight away, so they don't have to basically memorize the number, write it down, and then type it into the phone. You should just be able to just click it and call them. It's about removing the barriers for them to get in touch with you. If you make barriers for somebody, make it more difficult for them to get in touch with you, they're less likely to get in touch. And at the bottom here, we've got contact us for more information. I think that should be a contact form, and it should be perhaps here or something, a bit more, again, more prominent, or at least a button that stands out that makes you want to click it. So that's Matt Electrics. I think their time is due for a site upgrade, really. This one is actually even worse in the sense that it's an older site, clearly, and there really isn't much to it. So the things that they're getting right, again, good use of bullet points, and they have... Okay, there isn't too much to say about it, really. Oh, they have the domain name for Exeter, Electricians at Exeter. They've obviously been around for a long time, that's why the site's quite old, and they managed to get the domain name electricianexeter.co.uk, which is a very good domain name. Obviously improvements are, it's not going to be mobile friendly, is it? Let's have another look. Yeah, it just scales down the page. The images on it are low resolution. The contact is here. It actually took me a while to find that when I first came onto this website. I mean, you'd expect to see it top right up here. Again, contact form, a button that makes you want to click it would be better. They've got a contact here. It doesn't make it easy for you to get in touch with them. And in fact, one really big problem with this one is their logo. They have their phone numbers in the logo, but it's an image. It's not clickable. It's just an image. So definitely time for a website revamp for them. They've obviously done very well in search engine optimization because it'll be a fast loading site because there isn't that much to it. It's been around for a long time, no doubt, and it must get quite a lot of traffic. So let's have a look at Spark Squad. This site, this is another interesting one. This is a more modern site, but it is clearly using a template. So the things that they've got right are, if we scroll down, they've got the regulating bodies here, which is more... These logos are not necessarily what people notice consciously, but it's one of those things where subconsciously, if they see them, it just makes your business and your website look a lot more professional. If when they're there and they're a Which Trusted Trader, it shows that they have some kind of... It shows that they are at least professional, they've been trading and they've gone to the effort to get these trusted marks. And it just it reassures the visitor, basically. Testimonials on the landing page. This is fantastic. This is exactly what they should have. It shows, again, social proof that other people have used their service, and this is what they had to say about them. And then there is a call to action at the very bottom, get in touch. Now, this is lime green with white text, which isn't that readable. So the colour scheme's a bit strange. Click the get in touch and it does take them to a contact form. I think that's fine if it was higher up before the fold, but it's not. It's at the very bottom and it's yellow on green, which doesn't stand out as much as it could. And why not have the contact form at the bottom of this page anyway? So the one big problem with this site is it doesn't really have much above the fold. This is where I would expect to see the call to action, which is contact us. I want to see the number. It's not very prominent up at the top here. It's in the right place, but it's not prominent. The contact, again, is up at the top, but it's not that prominent. And they're obviously using a template site. And apart from, I think some of these images look like stock images. I mean, this one probably isn't. That one probably is. It just shows that it's a template site. There's nothing wrong with using a template site, but the use of stock images doesn't really sell the business to me. Why not have pictures of the work that they've done or the actual electricians themselves? One other problem with this site is if we click onto a few other parts of it, a lot of the text isn't that readable because it's white text with an image background, which does make it difficult at times to actually read some of the text. Let's have a look at the next one. This one is an interesting one. So, okay, it's a very nice website, but one thing that stands out to me on this is it doesn't look like your usual electrician website. Maybe they are a bit different. They do say they are reliable electrical specialists working throughout London, but the first thing that I thought when I landed on this site was, do they renovate houses? Are they a property development firm? Or are they an electrician? So there's a bit of an incongruence there. If you're looking for an electrician and you come to this site and the first thing it says to you is, we do property renovation, you might think that you're in the wrong area. It could lead to a high bounce rate. Again, but it does look very professional. So they do look like a professional business just because they've got nice use of their own images, and they've obviously created a site that which isn't a template. They've put thought into it. One thing that they are using quite a lot of, which could be an improvement, is the amount of text that's on here. They're not using bullet points, not using icons. People don't tend to read what's on websites. They don't tend to read long paragraphs. They want to scan and see that they're in the right place and get the information as quick as possible. They will read in other pages of a website once they've invested a bit more into it and decided to click onto different areas that they... So if I'm a property professional, perhaps, and I've decided I want to click into systems and design, that's at a point where I've invested into the site enough to actually decide I'm going to read a bit. But at the home page, when people land, you need to get your message across to them really quickly. Why they should buy off you, why you are different, why your service is fantastic, and how to contact you, crucially. And that's something that is a bit missing on this one. The contact us, it's very small. It's at the end of these paragraphs. Send us a message. It's just a green on a white background hyperlink. Again, above the fold, it would be better if it had a very prominent button that said contact us, that made you want to click it, or a form, and had the number stand out. The phone number is at the top here, which is where you'd expect to see it. The contact is at the top right here, where you'd expect to see it. So if you do want to get in touch with them, it isn't too bad. You would know how to get in touch. It just doesn't tempt you to get in touch with them. Okay, this one is really interesting. So they've obviously got the search engine optimization really well because they are plumbers, but their sub-page is for electrics, and they're coming up on the first page of Google for London electricians. What I really like about this site is they use images of their staff, and they're smiling and they're doing their job, and they look happy in doing it. So it gives you that personal feeling. You can see the van here. Again, they've got their number right at the very top, very prominent, and they have the rates in here. Contact us is put throughout it. Prominent feedback, customer feedback. So if you want to see more about the customer feedback, you can click on here. In fact, when you click on here, they've got 397 pages of customer testimonials and feedback. That's quite amazing. That's something that I would certainly have on this page. I'd make more use of this and show just how many hundreds of customers or hundreds of pages of feedback they've got. It shows that so many different people have used their service and been happy with their service, which gives you really good confidence in the business. They've got the live chat button at the bottom here and text message, which makes it really easy to get in touch with them, which is really good. So the negative things about this site are it's very busy. I don't know what's with the scrolling van. People might like that. I'm not too sure about it myself. The images of kids, I suppose they're going for the friendly look, but I don't know if that's a stock image of kids or their kids, or they're trying to show that they're a family business. I'm not really sure about that. It's not the nicest looking of sites, but it does do the job. It has a lot of things going for it that are really good. Again, it doesn't have a contact form on it though, so that's something that they could use. Right, finally, here's a really good site. This is one that I think they're doing pretty much everything right. You know, as soon as you land on this site, London Electricians, you've got your headline, Qualified Emergency Electricians. You know exactly who they are, what they're doing, and look at how many times they've got contact us, call us, book us now, book an electrician, review us on Google, contact us again. And then they've got the customer reviews, and this is a really good way to do customer reviews. This comes from their Google, so that they're really making use of the Google reviews, and you can't fake that. People really trust Google reviews. They trust them a lot more than just a standard review on somebody's website, because if it's your website, you can control what you put up there. But with Google, you can't control what goes up on there. So if you've got lots of 5-star reviews from Google, then you can't fake it. So a customer can really be assured that they are doing a really good service because the Google reviews are of 5-star quality. Again, lots. So this is what I mean by prominent buttons for getting in touch. Okay, they don't have a form on here, but the buttons stand out. They make you want to click them. And this is a call to this is a click to call phone number. So on mobile, what would happen is if you click that number, it would ring them straight away. Can't do it on a desktop, but you can see that is actually set up, and that's just a simple bit of code that you need to put behind the HTML link in this number for it to enable click to call. So everybody should be doing it. Go to inspect and see how it works. So this is what I mean by responsive. So what's happened here is it's moved all the elements around to fit onto a mobile. So if I go to an iPad, for example, this is how it will look on an iPad. But if I go to an iPhone 8, it's removed what it doesn't need for a mobile. It's got the click to call us right at the very top of your mobile, and the hours of trading, which is basically what people are going to want to know on the mobile when they're using the site on the mobile. They just usually want to know, are they trading at the moment, and how do I get in touch with them? Click to call, boom, it's right there. And then you've got your navigation menu of all the different things that they do. Okay, then it's moved the headline further down, which is great, and then more call us now. So this is a modern site, it's a mobile friendly site, and it has lots of ways to entice the visitor to get in touch with them. It uses Google reviews, which are fantastic. It really is an example of what to do for your site. So if you have a look at your own website and have a look at how it compares to the ones that I've discussed here, and have a think about different things that you might want to do for your website to test and see if it does increase conversion, because I'll guarantee if you do these tweaks, you will get more customers for your business through your website. If you have any questions about any of this, feel free to get in touch with me. You can contact me through omniwebdesignleads.co.uk or on Facebook. That's fine. And I hope you've learned something. Thank you very much.